The surprising relationship between mental health and gut microbiota. In recent years, a relationship between gastrointestinal health and mental well-being has attracted the attention of both researchers and healthcare professionals. The gut microbiota, which is a collective term, is composed of trillions of microorganisms that inhabit the human stomach. These microscopic organisms, which encompass bacteria, viruses, fungi, and other microorganisms, are essential for the preservation of overall health. The emerging evidence that these gut microbes are inextricably linked to mental health is particularly captivating, as it suggests that they influence everything from mood and cognition to the development of psychiatric disorders. This article investigates the intricate relationship between mental health and gut microbiota, investigating the potential of the bacteria in our intestines to facilitate the comprehension and treatment of mental illnesses. Understanding the gut microbiota. The gut microbiota is a dynamic and intricate community of microorganisms that are primarily found in the colon of the digestive tract. The human intestine is believed to contain more than 100 trillion microorganisms, which is 10 times the number of human cells in the body. These microorganisms are responsible for a variety of critical functions, such as the regulation of the immune system, the production of essential nutrients, and digestion. One of the gut microbiota's most critical functions is the preservation of the gut-brain axis, a bidirectional communication network that links the central nervous system with the gastrointestinal tract. The stomach and brain are in a state of constant communication, influencing each other's functions through this axis. A complex interplay of neural, hormonal, and immunological pathways facilitates this communication. The gut-brain axis, a bidirectional communication system. Several mechanisms are involved in the gut-brain axis, which is the pathway through which the intestines and brain communicate. 1. Neural pathways. The vagus nerve, which extends from the brainstem to the abdomen, is instrumental in the transmission of signals between the brain and the stomach. This nerve is frequently referred to as the gut-brain highway due to its critical function in this communication. 2. Hormonal pathways. The gut microbiota has the potential to impact the production of hormones that influence mood and behavior, including serotonin, a neurotransmitter that is frequently linked to feelings of pleasure and well-being. 3. Immune system pathways. The immune system is regulated by the gastrointestinal microbiota, which can subsequently affect brain function. For example, inflammation has been associated with a variety of mental health conditions as a result of an overactive immune response. 4. Microbial metabolites. Brain function can be influenced by a variety of metabolites produced by gut flora, including short-chain fatty acids (SCFAs). The biochemistry of the brain can be influenced by these metabolites as they can cross the blood-brain barrier. The impact of gut microbiota on mental health. Mental health is influenced by the gastrointestinal microbiota through a variety of mechanisms. 1. Neurotransmitter production. Neurotransmitters, which are chemicals that transmit signals in the brain, are synthesized by gut flora. For instance, gamma-aminobutyric acid GABA, a neurotransmitter that aids in the regulation of anxiety, is produced by specific gut flora. Gut cells synthesize approximately 90% of the body's serotonin, which is another neurotransmitter that is produced in significant quantities. This underscores the gut's substantial influence on emotional well-being and mood regulation. 2. Immune system modulation. Inflammation can result from disruptions in the relationship between the immune system and the gastrointestinal microbiota. Several mental health disorders, such as anxiety and depression, have been linked to chronic inflammation. Gut bacteria can influence the development of psychiatric conditions and brain health by influencing the immune response. 3. Effect on the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal HPA axis. Central to the stress response system is the HPA axis. Cortisol, a stress hormone, is released when the HPA axis is activated and the body is under duress. Research has demonstrated that the intestinal microbiota can regulate the activity of the HPA axis, thereby affecting the body's response to stress. Individuals with anxiety and depression frequently exhibit dysregulation of the HPA axis. 4. Effect on brain structure and function. Animal studies have yielded compelling evidence that the gastrointestinal microbiota can affect brain structure and function. For example, germ-free mice, which are not exposed to any intestinal bacteria, demonstrate substantial variations in brain development and behavior when contrasted with their normal counterparts. The differences in this regard include altered levels of brain-derived neurotrophic factor BDNF, a protein that is essential for the development and survival of neurons, which is essential for learning and memory. Specific mental health disorders and gut microbiota. The relationship between gut microbiota and mental health is not limited to general psychiatric disorders. There is increasing evidence that gut dysbiosis, which is characterized by an imbalance in the gut microbiota, is associated with conditions such as 1. Depression. The gut microbiota composition of individuals with depression is found to differ from that of healthy controls in numerous studies. For instance, individuals who are experiencing depression frequently exhibit diminished concentrations of beneficial bacteria, including lactobacillus and bifidobacterium. Some research indicates that the restoration of these beneficial bacteria through probiotics or dietary adjustments can be beneficial in alleviating depressive symptoms. 2. Anxiety. Alterations in the gut microbiota have also been associated with anxiety disorders. Research has demonstrated that specific strains of intestinal bacteria can generate metabolites that influence anxiety-related behaviors. Probiotics, which are frequently referred to as psychobiotics, when employed to affect mental health, have demonstrated potential in the reduction of anxiety symptoms in both animal models and human trials. 3. Autism spectrum disorder (ASD). Researchers have investigated the potential function of gut microbiota in autism spectrum disorder (ASD) due to the prevalence of gastrointestinal issues in children with this condition. Research has demonstrated that the gastrointestinal microbiota compositions of children with ASD differ from those of neurotypical children. Potential improvements in both gastrointestinal and behavioral symptoms in individuals with ASD have been demonstrated by certain experimental treatments that target the gut microbiota, such as fecal microbiota transplantation (FMT). 4. Schizophrenia. New research indicates that the intestinal microbiota may also be involved in schizophrenia. Studies have revealed that patients with schizophrenia have unique gut microbiota profiles, and some hypothesize that these microbial imbalances may contribute to the symptoms of the disorder. Nevertheless, additional research is required to gain a comprehensive understanding of the correlation between intestinal bacteria and schizophrenia. Probiotics, diet, and mental health, the future of the field. Dietary interventions in probiotics are currently being investigated as potential treatments for psychiatric disorders, as the intestinal microbiota plays a significant role in mental health. Diets that are abundant in fiber, fruits, vegetables, and fermented foods can foster a healthy intestinal microbiota, which may subsequently contribute to mental health. Additionally, the potential of probiotics and prebiotics to enhance mental health outcomes and restore intestinal microbiota balance is being investigated. Dietary strategies. A diet that promotes digestive health is abundant in prebiotics found in foods such as garlic, onions, and bananas, and probiotics found in fermented foods such as yogurt, kefir, and sauerkraut. Omega-3 fatty acids, which are frequently present in fish, possess anti-inflammatory properties that can be advantageous to both brain and gastrointestinal health. Prebiotics and probiotics. Probiotics are live microorganisms that can offer health benefits when consumed in sufficient quantities. Prebiotics are fibers that are not digestible and provide nourishment to beneficial microorganisms in the gut. Both have been demonstrated to have the potential to enhance mental health outcomes and modulate intestinal microbiota. For instance, some strains of lactobacillus and bifidobacterium have been discovered to alleviate symptoms of anxiety and depression. Fecal microbiota transplantation (FMT). FMT entails the transmission of stool from a healthy donor to a patient with gut dysbiosis. Although still in the experimental phase, FMT has demonstrated potential in the treatment of conditions such as Clostridium difficile infection and is currently being investigated for its potential in the treatment of mental health disorders, particularly autism. Conclusion. The relationship between mental health and gastrointestinal microbiota represents a paradigm shift in our comprehension of the brain-body relationship. New opportunities for treating mental health disorders are emerging as research continues to uncover the intricate ways in which gut flora influences the brain. By promoting healthy gut microbiota through diet, probiotics, and potentially even more advanced therapies, we may be able to enhance overall well-being and improve mental health outcomes. This emerging field of research has the potential to significantly impact the future of psychiatry, providing new hope to individuals who are afflicted with mental illness. If you found this information helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Your support helps us bring you more valuable content.